So I just want to say on one level, yes, these are the rules as they've been set out. And on another level, this is somewhat new terrain, especially as it relates to the general election, especially as it relates to a third party campaign trying to qualify. So it's a little bit of a tightrope that we're walking here, both in terms of trying to follow the rules as they exist now and being fully aware that in green campaigns in past election cycles, 2006, Kevin Zeiss's Senate race, for example, the rules of the game are changed by the Annapolis bosses in the legislature based on what benefits them in the middle of the game, right? So we have to be clear-eyed we need to be even more accurate and more precise in coloring inside the lines, and also be aware that there are challenges as well as opportunities that could arise down the road.
Yeah, totally. And, in the 2024 presidential campaign, Jill Stein and Butch Ware, or Jill Stein in the primary process, qualified for federal matching funds that they had based a lot of their strategy on. And the Biden administration slow rolled the release of those funds in a pretty significant way, almost to the point that the campaign wasn't able to use them. So, because this is complicated and not that many people know about it, we should expect potential opposition to use these levers of power in order to stop us from getting $600,000 or $700,000, right? It's all fun and games until you got to write the Green Party a $700,000 check. Then you start to regret those decisions about investing in public financing, especially if the election is close, right? If we're in a close election and we have the ability to go on TV and do mailers and do all that stuff that the big money pays for the other campaigns, or that the PACs pay for the other campaigns, and call it individual expenditures, suddenly the game changes. They are relying on us, packing stuff in our car and huffing all over the state and, printing our own stuff on our printer. They have some sort of quaint idea of how we're supposed to run these races that is not anything that they afford themselves whatsoever. And they're not going to be excited if during the World Series next year, we got an Ellis Andrews ad running talking about how we love baseball and it's time for a change, but that's what we're working for here, because we think that as you said, this is this doesn't have to be a reformist reform. This has the opportunity to be a transformative, realigning reform that gives parties like ours the resources that we need in order to run the kind of campaigns that we need. And beyond that, 6 counties in Maryland have this for local level races. And while we are building the list of those 1,500 people that can donate to ours, that list becomes an organizing asset that we can use after that we can help people running in Prince George's, Anne Arundel, Howard, Montgomery, Baltimore County, and Baltimore City, who all want to run on public financing, so that Greens can consistently be using these public financing programs in order to have the kind of resources that we need to compete with the big parties and their big money.